6 in the morning on Castle Hayne Road, Wilmington, North Carolina. A gravel yard behind a chain-link fence, 9 trucks, 5 trades, under one name, 31 people on payroll, all answering to a guy who used to load containers at the port for $19 an hour. Inside the shop office, 2 things hang framed on the wall. A paid invoice for $150. Above it, a worn gray Visa card, personal, not business, that once carried $8,000 of debt at 25%. That card built everything you're looking at. This is the story of every level of owning a business, told the way it actually happens. No lottery ticket, no rich uncle, just a ladder, and every ladder in the real economy starts on the same rung, a stranger's filthy driveway, 9 years ago. Level 1. You're 28, loading containers at the Port of Wilmington. On a Tuesday in March, you hand a man named Gary $600 cash for a used pressure washer off Craigslist. It smells like gasoline. The recoil starter sticks. It's yours. Your first customer is Dale Privet, 3 doors down on Torchwood Lane, whose driveway has gone black-green the way every driveway in coastal Carolina eventually does. You quote, $150. It takes 3 hours and soaks you to the ribs. Halfway through, you notice the thing that will quietly fund the next 9 years. Cars slowing down. One clean stripe against 30 years of grime is the loudest ad on the street. That night, Dale posts a before and after to the Ogden Facebook page. 9 comments. 3 are jobs. Write down the first mechanic. You're not selling washing. You're selling the Saturday a homeowner gets back. Priced per job, never per hour. The legal pad says 2 driveways a day, weekends only, is $2,400 a month on top of the dock. You buy $30 yard signs and make 1 ask part of every close. Leave the sign a week. In April, a stranger named Renee Kepler calls from Monkey Junction. She saw your work on a street you've never lived on. First 5-star review. The work advertises. Level 2 is where the ladder gets dangerous. Demand outruns the machine. Saying yes to the jobs already calling means a surface cleaner, a second washer, a water tank, a trailer, ladders, a down payment on a rusty pickup to tow it all, and insurance, $1,700 a year. There's no business loan for a guy with a Facebook page. No LLC, no business credit, nothing to lend against. So it goes where it goes for almost everyone at this level. The personal visa, $8,012. 24.9%. Your name, your problem. You check the balance at a red light on College Road and feel it in your stomach. Broke is 0. You're $8,000 under it, and the minimum payment? $240 a month buys nothing but time. And somehow, this is progress. Here's the mechanic nobody explains kindly. Growth eats cash before it makes any. Every item on that card bought billable capacity that was already sold, booked jobs you couldn't do without it. That's capacity debt. The same swipe on hope instead of bookings is how people drown. In June, you do the arithmetic you've been avoiding. Weekends with the trailer now out-earn the dock. So you give notice and learn that quitting a steady job is a physical sensation. Somewhere between jumping and falling, the card decides you don't get to fail. Level 3. You hire Marcus Teal, 20, wiry, headphones around his neck, 15 minutes early to the interview at the Bojangles on Market Street. $22 an hour. Hired the exact week you can least afford him, which is the only week anyone hires their first employee. First Friday, payroll clears before you pay yourself. Wage, taxes, workers' comp, $22 an hour is really $28. Run as a sole proprietor with a tax number. Week 2, Marcus cracks a storm door. The insurance you resented is suddenly the smartest money on the card. Then, on a Thursday, it happens for the first time. Marcus is washing a house on Pine Cliff Drive while you're across the river quoting 3 more. Money is being made without your hands on the wand. Every owner remembers their version of that Thursday. The mechanic here is route density. 3 jobs on one street beat 5 scattered across the county. Less driving, less setup, more washing per gallon of gas. You stop scheduling by whoever called first and start scheduling by neighborhood. Same phone, same crew, revenue up a third. By fall, the card is falling. 8,000, 5,100, 3,100. You file the LLC, $125 to North Carolina, and name it Longleaf Exterior. Business account. Separate money. The company becomes a thing that exists apart from you. Level 4 begins on a driveway you've washed twice. Carol Mercer, a school teacher on Torchwood Lane, turns out to be treasurer of the Pelican Point Homeowners Association, 400 doors off Ogden Park. Their annual pressure wash goes to bid. Sidewalks, clubhouse, pool deck, 60 building fronts. 3 companies bid. You're the most expensive. You win anyway, because you're the only bidder with a certificate of insurance, a binder of 5-star reviews, and a written scope of work. An HOA board isn't buying cheap. It's buying not getting sued. Paperwork is a moat. The contract is $3,800 a month, every month, paid net $45, meaning the biggest check of your life arrives 6 weeks after the work. You float payroll on the summer's residential cash while it crawls. Bigger checks, slower cash. The Level 2 lesson, wearing a suit. And here's what you didn't register at the bid table. The woman running it wasn't HOA staff. Pelican Point is managed by Azalea Coast Property Management / 11 properties across Wilmington and Leland. Do the job clean. Invoice right. 6 weeks later, they call about 2 more. You never found 11 buildings. You found one person whose job is buying for 11. Residential sells 1 roof at a time. Commercial, 1 relationship. The portfolio makes you grow. 3 crews, 10 on payroll. A rented gravel yard on Castle Hayne Road. In April, the visa hits 0 and goes in the glove box. Level 5 looks like Ray Sutton, 61, suspenders, a 20-year handshake who's cleaned the storefront windows of half of downtown Wilmington since before you could drive. He wants to retire, and he's discovering the small business trap. Nobody buys a job with a ladder. You sit at Ray's kitchen table and structure it the way these deals actually get done. $85,000 total, 15 down, 2 years of commercial profit, 70 on a seller note, 4 years, paid from the company's own cash flow. Ray carries the paper. No bank chases deals this small. What did you buy? Not ladders. His squeegees are older than Marcus. You bought the list. 2 decades of commercial accounts that renew like clockwork, roughly $40,000 a year in owner earnings, priced at about 2 times that. The customer list is the asset. Always. You ride with Ray for a month while he introduces every account. The handshake transfers. The handshake transfers, or nothing does. His 2 cleaners come along the only way employees ever do. Hired onto Longleaf paper, van and all, and the note pays itself from the route you bought. Somewhere that month, you catch your reflection in a storefront you'll never squeegee yourself. You're not the guy with the wand anymore. You're the guy who bought Ray Sutton's Tuesday route. There's a word for this rung of the ladder, and the word is acquirer. Level 6, the same move, repeated. Coastal Gutter Works, Denny Halstead's 2-truck operation, drowning every hurricane season, $30,000, retained profit. In an asset sale, trucks, tools, phone number, customer files. Not his debts, not his people. Employees don't transfer. You hire his 2 installers that afternoon, on Longleaf paper. The backlog is why the price was $30,000. Denny didn't have a customer problem. He had a capacity problem. 2 trucks, no cash for a third. 3 Saturdays of your washing cruise clears the overdue knot off Carolina Beach Road. You bought the customers. You already owned the fix. Then Travis Boone calls you, not the other way around. One-man soft wash operator out of Leland. The chemical side of clean that pressure can't touch. He watched the Denny deal and ran his own math. 5 years of your climb, alone, against you. Good gross, no floor. 1 slipped disc from 0. You buy his book for $25,000, but the real offer is everything a one-truck company can't pay its owner. Salary when he's sick, coverage for his wife and daughter, 14 people to organize, operations lead, plus a slice of the profit pool. You didn't outbid his business. You outbid his risk. Then Tidewater's Sealcoat, $45,000, financed against its own machines, its three-man crew hired the same afternoon, and suddenly every parking lot in Azalea Coast's 11 properties is a customer you already have. The adjacency roll-up, same customer, same trucks, different service. You're buying reach. Then the December problem? Washing is a warm weather trade. Algae grows in the heat. Customers book in the heat. Every winter, revenue cliffs while payroll doesn't. So you buy the season itself. A two-man Christmas lights business, $12,000, whose whole year happens when washing dies. Buy the seasons you're missing. Told honestly, the roll-up bruises. Both installers you hired from Denny quit in month 1. New rules, new radios, no loyalty to a name that isn't Halstead. A scheduling collision nearly costs you Pelican Point itself. Integration is a skill learned publicly. 1.4 million combined. 18 people. Level 7 is when the pieces stop being pieces. One name over everything Longleaf. One phone number, one schedule, one customer list, 5 services deep. Dale Previtt, the $150 driveway from level 1, is still a customer. Now it's the house wash, the gutters, the windows, the lights. Run Dale's math, because it's the level 7 mechanic. About $2,000 a year, every year, across the whole menu, from a customer acquired 8 years back for the cost of one job done well. Lifetime value is the engine, the list is the business, the trucks just commute. This is the year you leave the field for good. Travis runs operations. You price, work, hire, and study targets. The job above the jobs. An employee's fear is them. Reorgs, managers, decisions 2 floors up. An owner's fear is math, payroll, renewals, receivables. Math is harder. Math is fair. And the flywheel turns on its own. Every acquired list gets cross-sold 4 more services. Every clean job feeds the reviews. Every review feeds Azalea Coast's confidence at renewal. 26 people now, hiring every spring to keep up. The gravel yard is getting crowded, which turns out to matter. Level 8 arrives as a phone call, the way Level 5 did. Your landlord, 6 years of rent on the yard and shop, is retiring to Oak Island. Before he lists it, he asks his longest tenant one question. Do you want it? $650,000. The dirt under your own trucks. The final mechanic, an SBA 5-4 Plassen, 10% down $65,000, a bank carrying half, and a fixed-rate SBA debenture the rest, because the government would rather you own your shop than rent it. Now the rent Longleaf used to mail a stranger pays down a mortgage you hold. Tally it like a stranger would, 9 years after Gary's gasoline-smelling machine. 2.1 million in revenue, 31 employees, 5 service lines, 1 building on Castle Hayne Road with your name on the gate. No yacht, no exit. A small empire, the honest kind, the kind that actually exists. Which brings us back to the office wall. The framed invoice, Dale Previtt's driveway. Above it, the gray visa, kept whole, never cut. Visitors assume it's a trophy. It's a receipt, the most expensive thing in this building and the cheapest empire anyone ever bought. The latter, in one breath. A driveway bought a reputation. A credit card bought capacity. A crew bought your hands back. An HOA bought you a property manager. A retiring window man taught you businesses are for sale. Every level paid for the next. Nobody skipped a rung. That's the entire secret. There isn't one. Ground Floor tells true-to-life finance stories for education and entertainment. Nothing here is financial advice. Subscribe for more stories about ordinary people building real money, one deal at a time. And tell me below, $8 grand on your personal card to keep climbing, swipe, or stay safe at level 1?